Hello, and welcome to the web store ordering and ordering processing demo. I'm Carley, and I am the onboarding lead here at Bookmanager. You may remember me from other demos like your software demo and other ones that I've sent you links to. So today we're going to be walking through web store ordering through using our mosaicbooks.ca website, which is the web store for our own bookstore, Mosaic Books. We're going to go through putting through an order, processing it within the software, the different things your customers will see. So emails, what you're going to be able to work with to process the orders. Know that the settings that are being used on the Mosaic Books website are exactly how we like our orders to be processed. Behind the scenes, there are a ton of specialty settings that you can choose to then display certain things or not. Different abilities for things like picking up and paying and whatnot. So if you see something on the Mosaic Book site today and you're wondering if that's something that you have to do or something that you would want to do, be sure to let me know and we can discuss those options. But there's a lot of settings behind the scenes, which we will walk you through when the time comes. So I'm just going to share my screen here so you can see all the things we're going to get into today. And there we go. So this is mosaicbooks.ca. As I mentioned, this is our bookstore in beautiful downtown Kelowna, British Columbia. We have set up this site and designed it not using the new web store designer, which there is another tutorial about because our site is live and running right now, and that is more of a new bookstore tool. Our site is just being redesigned in that new tool now. So within a couple weeks, we probably will have it up, but it's not quite live yet. So this is, so what you see here is what was designed with our previous soon to be retired content creator. But as you can see, as we scroll through here, still a beautiful site. We can see that we can purchase gift cards, kids books, new books. These are all things that we've designed and come up with. Right now we're in the thick of the holiday season, even though it feels like it's a little too early, but we have our Christmas fiction list, our other sort of gift guides live on the site right now, brand new titles, bargain fiction. For us, that's a huge part of our web store. We get a lot of customers buying remainders off our site, and so we feature them quite prominently here. Cookbooks, we have a huge cookbook section. So again, this is something that's important to us. Fantasy, coming soon, romance, all the things. So, so you can really customize your site to know that you have a lot of customization behind the scenes. But what I'm going to buy today, I'm feeling in a new contemporary romance mood. So I'm going to buy Wildfire. I'm going to click on it. And as a customer, I can see right now we have 6 in store. We have more coming in. Our store is doing really well with this. We have a lot of romance readers in Kelowna, I think. So I can see all the information about the book, read about it, maybe a biography, the details, a review. And then if I want to, and I feel like I do, I want to add this to my cart to purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my cart. I'm then going to do a little search too, because like what I am looking for is actually not on that main page. I'm going to use my tried and true Julie Morstad example here. You might remember this from the software demo, but I'm going to do a search because I am in the mood to buy a Julie Morstad book. I can see that we have 3 in store of that Kate de Camilla one. I can see we have 1 in store right now of Time of the Flower, but I am looking for something that is a little bit more backlist. So this one here, oh, there's no card on it. That I really do like that book, but there's nothing for me to add because probably behind the scenes, there is no stock available for this book from any of our suppliers that we have set up. So I'm going to keep scrolling down here. Oh, and that looks cute. I'm going to do Sometimes We Think You're a Monkey. I'm going to add that to my cart. Great. So now I'm going to go to my cart. I'm going to go have a look there and I can see, oh, it looks like I've purchased this item before. Classic me. So I can see here that I have my book that is in stock. I have something that I'm special ordering, and it gives me a reminder about how long it's going to take for this item to arrive. So again, through the process, I'm being reminded as the customer that you don't have millions of titles just sitting in your back room. It is something that potentially that you're going to have to wait a little bit for. But again, we're hoping that the messaging is very clear, so there's no questions about that. So it's letting me know my price, my subtotal, my taxes, and then what my total that I'm going to be paying. Now, behind the scenes, we have a bunch of settings that then say, if let's say it's a school and we're trying to get their business, sometimes we will suggest to them that they go to our site put through their order and then suggest and then request a quote versus putting through the order. Again, if they're not quite sure, if we're trying to discuss terms or discounts or whatever it is. So this is a really nice kind of low stakes way to get them to put their order in, and then we'll kind of open up a conversation. So that's a setting that we have. Doesn't have to be that everyone has it. We also, we do ship books, but we don't ship widely. We ship within our province and then a couple provinces over, or the ones that are close by. But we really do try to, if we do get requests from customers, we try to point them in the right direction of maybe an independent bookstore that's close by versus us shipping, because that's not really a game that we want to play. But for some of our stores, they're shipping international. They're shipping huge pre-orders, hundreds of copies internationally. They're doing signed inscription type things. So know that you can ship very, again, within your state, within your country, or international. There also is the ability, we do not have this turned on because it is height of, March 2020 vibes, but local delivery. A lot of our stores at that time were doing local drop-offs for orders. I would say a lot of our stores have kept that, or at least they even work with maybe a local courier that either bikes or delivers the books around as someone that they subcontract. So if you want to add another option, like a local delivery option to the site, know that you can limit that option from showing up based on the customer's, based on their zip code or their postal code. So when we're going through these settings, and again, there's a lot, so we go through these pretty thoroughly together, one by one, we will make sure that if that's something that you want, that it's set up accurately. For today, I'm going to choose what a majority of our customers for our site happen to choose. About 85%, I would say, use this option, and it's just to pick it up in store. So they're already heading downtown, they're coming downtown for another reason or on the weekend or whatever it is, and they are wanting to do that. So we're going to say pick up in store. And we see some special notices. So right now we, again, especially at this time of year, we like to explain that, if we're special ordering, we're saying 8 to 12 days, if there's a winter disaster or whatever it is, that we're maybe, that might be a slight delay. Other information here, this is all customized by the store. For us, these are the things that are important for us to let our customers know. So we have this, it confirms the contact information. I could, as a customer, put in a purchase order number, but I'm not going to. And then I could put some instructions. So I'm going to say, this is a test order. And maybe our staff will see that, or maybe they won't. I can also set up my preferred method of communication. So I can say, actually, I'd really like to get a text about this order. So instead of having it email me or having the Mosaic staff know that they should call me about my order, I want a text message. So I've set that there. I can then press save. Great. If I had a gift card, I could enter it in now. I don't, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I'm going to choose pay at pickup. Now we have, at the moment, all 4 options set up here. So we can pay at pickup, we can have the order, the total go through PayPal, we can have it go through credit card. For us, we're in Canada, we're using global payment. So that goes through the tokened global processing. So the credit card information as a token is sent down to the Bookmanager software for us to process in store. If you are using someone like Square or somebody or another payment processor, the information, the credit card information is actually transferred down to your Bookmanager software where you can manually process it. So note that there's a lot of flexibility there, but a majority of our users, especially the ones that are doing integrated, have that sent down as a token. There also is this 4th option here, which is kind of our free form option. We use this a lot for our teachers in schools. It's just to say that they want to have their this order invoiced to their account. So this, again, some of our stores I've worked with have said, they want to have this set up to be Venmo or an email money transfer or something that is outside of the regular forms of payment. We can do that if need be. But today I'm going to choose pay at pickup. Now this is kind of, again, maybe controversial. We have pay at pickup listed. Most of the time, I think come December, we usually turn this option off just to make our staff's lives a little bit easier, that they're not trying to track down or have stock reserve that hasn't been paid for. And we also do not have this option turned on when we do our big annual sale every November, which we just did a couple weeks ago. And that's again, just to limit the amount of follow-up work that we might have to do for customers that reserve but don't necessarily pay at the same time. So I'm going to click on pay a pickup because that works for me today. So I think I have both of those books already. So I have my options here. I have the price, the subtotal, again, the taxes, and I can press submit. Also, I should say here, if let's say you set up a promo code, like a buy one, get one, a certain percentage off, a certain, 1 day only, this is the promo for this discount off this book. Promo codes can be complicated depending on what you exactly want to do. Know that there's a whole area behind the scenes where you can set up that promo code. You can set up single use, available through a certain date range, whatever you can imagine. Honestly, it is there. So if you need to set up promo codes, you can, and the customer can enter it at this moment, and then they'll see their total here change. But I do not have a promo code today. I am just going to press submit. And that order has now been sent down to the store. I'm going to show you really quickly before our staff member, because our staff are so fast at Mosaic. Right now, at the top of the page here in the Mosaic book software, it says online 1. That is letting our staff know in the store that a new online order has popped in. Some of our stores are using the emails that come through from the software, from the system, to let them know of the new orders. But we really like that notification, and we have all of our full-time staff keeping an eye on that throughout the day. We have one person in store that's sort of the lead for online orders that people can ask questions to. But for an order like this, it's pretty straightforward for one book that's in stock and one thing that's being special ordered. Any of our full-time customer or full-time staff would be able to look this up and work with it. So I'm going to pretend I now am a staff member at Mosaic. I jump in and I then go into the order. So here it is. Perfect. So this is then showing me Carly wants these books. She wants to pay at her pickup. She is going to be picking up. It's not a shipped order. And these are kind of all the things that, that we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go P for print, and I'm going to choose to print what's called a pick list. Now, this is to print something to the receipt printer, which would then be used by the staff to go out and grab this book. Now, this is just a single title that we would be grabbing off the shelf. So for us, it would probably be not necessary to print this pick list, or you might be thinking it might not be necessary to print the pick list. The reason why we would, for pretty much all orders, even if it's for one copy, is that we're going to use that pick list as a way to sort of put that book on the shelf and with the customer's contact information, all the details, so that it can be organized or like put on the shelf with that customer's name. So I'm going to press E for edit here so I can like jump into this. So then the actual staff at Mosaic don't grab that order. And I'm going to show you just quickly here what a pick list looks like. And I'm going to, there we go. So this is for another order, but it lets us know it's a pick list. It lets us know who the customer is, when it was done. It also has a barcode, which will jump us right to this transaction if need be. It lets us know the PO, so the online order number where this order was done. And this is the same order number that is found over here on the actual invoice, as well as logged online. We can see that it needs to be picked up. This is nice, big and bold, because pickup versus shipped, there's a lot of differences between those orders. So it lets us know pickup is the way the customer wants to go. We do have contact information. It's just been blurred out there. And then we have the book. So what we do is we go around the store and we, again, if this is like a few copies too, it makes sense to have this pick list because we can see the title, we can see the author, and that's how we shelve the books in our store based on the author's last name. We can also see here where it's shelved. So for us, this is our regular fiction section. Here, this other option here, it's saying that it's in the Canadian fiction section. It also gives a BIZAC, because that can sometimes be helpful to know the actual, like how the publisher sees this book. This is apparently historical 20th century fiction. This is more of like world literature. So that can help you, again, depending on how you're shelving your books, maybe it would be helpful to help you find that. book. We can also see the ISBN, as well as how many the customer wants, as well as how many we still have on hand. This is always a huge thing. If let's say it's one book that they want and we only have one available, if let's say that happens to be a popular title at the moment, it could be in the hands of somebody walking around the store, versus this one and this one both have 9 or 10 copies on hand. Should be pretty easy for us to find. So all these little bits help us figure out, where these books are, and we pull them from the shelf. In our store, we don't make this a requirement, but you could also say like, yes, 2 were picked, and put a little initial of who it was picked by. We don't require our staff to do this, but we would go around, pick the books, grab that pick list, and then put it between the pages of the book. Maybe if there's a couple books, we would use an elastic band to tie them together. But this is what we're using, and then also using on the shelf to then keep it organized. But in this case today, again, I would pull that book, make sure that I have it before I let the customer know, yes, come pick it up, because that's a huge bit of this as well. And then with this book here, what it's coming down is saying that, you have, yes, the customer wants it, but currently this book is not in stock. If this was something that was being prepaid, this transaction here would be saying that this customer owed both $25.99 as well as $10.99. But because this item is back ordered and won't be available for pickup soon, it's just letting me know that it's back ordered. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to reserve this for myself. I'm going to choose the supplier. So in this case, Penguin Random House is the way to go. Ingram, Tennessee here. Back order out of stock, or back order only, so they don't have stock. They're probably going to get it from Penguin Random House. So in this case, I'm going to go there. Now, if this is the first time you're seeing this screen, you have not watched the software demo yet, I would suggest jumping over to that demo after this one, because that is going to give you a good idea of what I'm looking at here, how I'm putting in this order, how I even got here. So if this is all new to you, know that is covered in that demo. But here I'm going to go ahead, press page down there to say, yes, let's put in this order. And then I can just go ahead and hold this. So I can hold this transaction. There we go. I've now reheld it. And then I can print a text message notification for this, because my customer said they want a text message. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Carly, don't do that yet, because remember, this book hasn't arrived yet. But the nice thing about the text message, which we also saw in that the previous demo when we talked about the email, is that Bookmanager knows, based on the status of these books, if something is available for pickup or if something is still waiting to come in. So when I go E for print here and I choose to send notification, I'm just going to change that out for my real cell there. There we go. I'm going to put in that I'm texting myself. So it says, hi, Carly, this is Mosaic Books. We have wildfires ready for pickup, and you have one other item yet to arrive. So it reminds the customer that, yes, we're not forgetting about that. But again, you have some things that will be coming soon. And then this is something that we've customized, saying like, thank you for support. We'll hold your order for 3 weeks. For us, for a pickup order that has not yet been paid for, that will be paid at pickup, that is our time limit. So what is going to happen is, of course, my held sits in there. When that book that I've ordered has arrived, our staff here would also send an additional text message notification. Perhaps by that time, I've already picked up wildfires. And then in that case, I'm only being notified of the book that's still left over. But if I haven't, the text message will say, we have wildfire as well as this other book that is still yet to come in. So again, you don't have to be checking your held shelf. You don't have to be paying really close attention, really, because it's going to know. Again, these are all customized by us. We put our store hours, because that is the #1 thing people ask us for after we send them this text message. And as you'll see here, that it will say text replies are not instant, but you're probably thinking, well, that's funny because the software is texting our customer. Now, what's going to happen is, in a moment, when I submit this, I'm going to get a text message. And I can, as a customer, reply back to Bookmanager. Doesn't know I'm communicating back with Bookmanager. I think I'm communicating with a person, but I can then send a reply back, and your staff are going to be able to use it. So we found, especially since text messaging is so, I guess, the forefront of people's phones, they see that faster than they sometimes check their email. We are getting customers sending back replies. It does make our the amount of time that it takes for a hail to be picked up quite a bit faster. It shortens that period. So I'm going to send a text message. I'm going to say Y for yes there, and off it sends to me. So here I am. I'm going to get a text message in a moment. We'll just wait for that to come through. There it is. So I get my little text message. You probably can't see it, but there it is. And I can reply back. Okay, so as a customer, I just replied back to Mosaic. I didn't know it wasn't, or it was a software sending me a message. I could be asking a question. I could be giving you information. What's just happened up on the screen here is let me know that I have something in my F3 alerts. Oh, and our staff member just picked it up, I think. So, so they went in there, they saw that alert come through, and they probably went, why is Carly texting us? But I can see then my reply of thanks so much. And as the store, I could then reply and put in, you are welcome. And again, this would send off to that customer. So I'm going to say no to those save changes because I don't need to actually send myself a text message. But that is how it all works. Now, behind the scenes, this book is being ordered. It will be fulfilled, as I mentioned, depending on if the customers pick this up or not. They will then be notified in the future, but it is done because this is a pickup order. So I am done with the order. It really, because Bookmanager is doing all the data entry side, it's very fast to process these online orders. So we find that in our store, especially on a weekday, I would say that we're able to process an order and send back a notification for pickup within a few minutes. It's not like it's a couple hour thing. I mean, maybe it's a really busy day, but because the data entry is all there, we're just fulfilling the orders, sending back the notifications. It's very, very quick. So that is a good intro to the online ordering. Again, there will be a lot of setup that we'll do that will be fully customized to you and how you want to handle different situations. Some of our stores open up special ordering to be from any supplier that they have access to. Some will limit that to be only the stuff they have on hand or on order. So whatever you have in your plans, whatever you like, we can do that. What's also very common is to start maybe simple, where we are only maybe offering things that are on hand and on order to start, and then we open up special ordering over time. So it can be something that is easily changed, pivoted as you change as a store. Many stores I start with also don't necessarily have shipping right off the bat, but then they add it down the line. So again, whatever you can dream, we can probably accommodate. If you are interested in learning more about the actual content creation side of things, I would have jumped to the web store designer teaser sort of demo that I have done, which is showing off our new web store designer tool that is just about to be launched come January 2024, but is currently in beta testing with a number of our booksellers, our new booksellers that opened this fall. So have a watch there. And if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know.